like we are live. Hey, Internet friends, this is Magic Brad, SynergyCafe, and I'm here with two of my friends that I met a couple years ago. I think it was like at No Excuses over in Arizona or something like that. And my first guest is Eddie Aguilar. Eddie, are you there?
I'm here. Yeah,
Eddie's
here in
here.
Arizona. How are you, Brad?
I'm doing good. It's
Good.
nighttime here. I'm an early riser, so it's kind of bedtime for me, but I'll survive. And then we also got Jason J Boom Legaard. You there?
I am here, and he got the pronunciation of the last name right even. Kudos to Brad. Nailed it.
Yeah,
here in Tempe, Arizona, not far from Eddie. So, yeah, we're ready to I even broke up my baseball cap. You know, since we're talking about hiking, no fedora is necessary.
right.
Eddie made sure to
I
remind
saw
me of
that in one
that.
of your videos. No fedoras.
No fedoras allowed on the mountain.
Well,
But, yeah, I'm ready to go.
Basically, how I do this is I just like to learn a little bit about do a few questions, and then we'll get into. I know you guys got some programs and things that you put together that I want to talk about. So, Eddie, the first.
You're kind of cutting out, Brad.
Who's Eddie? Who are you? Who are you? Got a family? You got kids? You like?
Yeah,
I know you like baseball. I've seen some stuff on Facebook about baseball.
Oh yeah. I'm a single dad. I got a 14-year-old daughter, 12-year-old son. I coach them in whatever sport they want to play. Coach my son in soccer, basketball. I'm coaching him in baseball now. I've coached my daughter's volleyball team, her basketball team, softball team, travel ball. So I love to coach. My kids are my life, and once they're 18, they're gone, and it's all about Eddie. So, no, I'm proud dad.
So I know that we're like all online marketers. So is there something like what specifically do you do? Entrepreneurship.
With me, I've bounced around like many other people have, but kind of the main thing I've stuck with is using the internet, like YouTube, blog posts, Facebook, and whatnot, to reach out to people about suicide awareness. Working on a book on the effects of suicide, having almost taken my life, and having dealt with 12 plus people that have taken their lives. I've interviewed the family members, so that's kind of a big part of my passion right now, is reaching out to people with helping them break through the barriers that are keeping them from finding a life of gratitude, or a life of abundance, whether it's relationship, health, finances, and so on and so forth. So kind of roundabout, that's a rough scratching the surface for me.
That was good. That was a quantum leap, because I like that you went into a situation where you're contemplating that suicidal action, and that's why you do what you do, because you want to shift it from other people's thinking. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah. Having been there, almost taken my life at one point, which was actually about 10 years ago, and knowing how not to go there again has been huge for me. I don't worry about being weak. I know I'll never be that weak again. And there's nothing wrong with hitting a weakness point in your life, but that's where I want to help other people, where if they feel they're starting to kind of tumble down the hill and start picking up momentum, just how to stop themselves, how to gain traction and get back and get your feet underneath you and start living. So
okay, that makes a lot of sense, because now it's starting to come together with the whole mindset thing, because that's where we'll segue into Jason, because you guys had created this thing about mindset. So,
exactly.
Jason, you available?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't mean single. I mean, are you?
Oh, I am single though.
Okay, ladies. I'm assuming it's.
My phone number is 480-550. But no, anyways, go ahead, Brad. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's all about having fun, enjoying the life. So, Jason, tell us a little bit about who you are. I mean, what do you do on the internet? I think you do some speaking and things, don't you?
Yeah, that's why Eddie and I have partnered up in many ways is we have very similar visions and goals of what we're trying to do for folks, and we both are speakers, and just been blessed with a gift of gab, I guess you could say, along with some training for it. And yeah, for myself, just like Eddie, I've been kind of bouncing around the whole entrepreneur internet game since May 2011. A lot of ups and downs, and different companies tried and failed and back and forth. But all along, the end game for me was to be an inspirational speaker, not only speaking through, like this, like where's Brad, making practicing from in front of tens of thousands of people, and my main, I guess, focus of my message is I went from carrying a lot of guilt in my life for something that happened many years ago, and it impacted literally every decision and outcome in my life, and it wasn't until about a year ago I really came into a sense of gratitude, and that switched the whole mindset, since we're going to be talking about that, and allowed me to move into progress daily and release a lot of just bad mojo, I guess you could say, and discovering my gift of being an inspirational speaker. And I've kind of moved my tagline now is Inspire the Fire, because I did have the ability, great opportunity to speak at a mastermind that Eddie and I are going back to later this month, and was able to connect with people on a very deep level. And I realized after it was over that my job in inspiring the fire is to speak in front of people, and for a moment during the time of my speech to open up a window for them to I do my job by obliterating all of their bullshit in their life for that little window of time, so they can see there is a greater vision for them. And that's what I look at now. That's my vision. That's Bob. And so that's where we're at now. And then I met this crazy fool from Flagstaff, and all of a sudden things and a lot of adventures. So and of course meeting guys like you along the way. So it's been amazing.
We're getting a little bit of lags and cuts in the internet stuff, so hope that this works out okay. But just to let you guys know, I don't like to do these too long because people have a lot of time that time is, you only got 24 hours in a day, so I like to keep these kind of short rather than real long. And then I beam them up to YouTube and propagate them out on the internet for people to find, so they can find these nuggets that you guys are going to share with us. And so as far as the mindset stuff, I totally get that. Right now I just finished up a program with T. Harv Eker and the Millionaire Mind, and it's interesting. I'm 57 years old, and all of a sudden some other thing, once, like you talk about that little window, all of a sudden, I never even thought of it that way. So that's kind of what you guys are talking about. Yeah. My background is magical entertainment, and that's the perception. Like the analogy I use is Santa Claus. If when you're a little kid and you see Santa Claus and life is all magical, and then when you find out it's your dad, it's kind of like it's not magical anymore. So that's all point of view. It's how you perceive things, and it sounds like that's what you guys are going to be sharing with people to inspire, motivate, give them incentive and the feelings to break through barriers and things of that sort. You want to share a little bit about this project that you guys got? This, what is it, Mindset Mountain, I think it's called?
Yeah, Eddie, do you want to start things off?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start it off. Well, first and foremost, Jason was dying in the summer heat down in Phoenix this summer, and wanted to come up to Flagstaff where it's a lot cooler. It's about a 2-3 hour drive. And he said, let's shoot a product. Let's create a product. And we went for it. And both of our strengths is personal development, is with mindset because of what we've been through. And we went for a hike and gave tons of tips and tons of value on how to break the certain mental blocks that people go through, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's health and fitness. It applies towards everything in life, because it's like the human body. If your back's bad, you may sprain your back. that could still have something to do with your core, with your abs. It's all tied together. So we wanted to make sure that this product touched all aspects of life, which I felt it did, and we've gotten good praise about it.
So you actually did this on a hike? You did a training video while you're hiking up a mountain? Is that what
we are whiteboard free. We are slideshow free. We haven't seen anybody put a product out where there's no whiteboards, no slideshows, whatever. It is just us being real. It's Jason huffing and puffing, gasping for air.
Yeah.
It is, it is running into hikers as I'm talking. A hiker comes down, and he's now in the video, in the training. And we don't do a whole lot of editing except just some minor stuff. But yeah, it's raw and real, and that's why we wanted to do it. We wanted something different, something fun where people can imagine themselves going on a hike with us.
So is there any structure to it, or is it pretty much spontaneous? And as you came up with challenges, you talked about how you overcame them. It sounds like Jason, you had some challenges because you had a shape or something.
Well, yeah, transparency. Actually, getting back on that horse as far as working out, but no, you kind of nailed it, Brad. With what we want to do, one of the jokes, we both made is like, we don't need no stinking whiteboards. It's like we're gonna just be on this mountain, and part of the reasoning behind creating the product that way is, like you asked, like, is there a structure to it? Kind of yes and no. As far as the actual video training, it's meant to be a personal development adventure, in a sense. So it's just like we start off with a little introduction about how we actually had an interesting experience where we're so used to talking about mindset all the time. We actually ran into some folks that Eddie knows at a local coffee shop, finishing up some notes, and the guy asked, like, well, what do you mean by mindset? He didn't really have a definition, so we start off a little funny story about that, and we define what we feel mindset is. Then it shows us at the base of the mountain. We're geared up, and we share some value there and our excitement for the journey. And then we progress up and then all the way back down the hill. And just as we go, it's like we just go with the flow. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's talk about this experience. Let's talk about this block that people usually...
Oh, looks like it froze up there a little bit.
And the joys of working with it.
Yeah, you kind of, when you start moving around, you kind of keep cutting out.
I'm gonna freeze frame. One of the benefits of working with Eddie is that we just naturally, there's a flow to it. So we never really have to think too much. It's just like, oh, he's going to talk about that, well, then I'll talk about this. And it's like, pop, 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 pop. Next thing you know, we were done like 9 hours later. So it was actually created a quote-unquote structure.
So that sounds like
it
sounds like it's a fun thing to watch too, because it's almost like a documentary kind of format, and it's probably a little bit refreshing to not see whiteboards and slide shows and all that stuff like everybody else is doing. This is interactive training. It's almost a boot camp kind of thing.
A little bit, and of course, Eddie, living up in Flagstaff, I mean, it's amazing views, and we incorporate some still photography as well for little breaks along the way. So it's what I kind of looked at when we were all finished is it's about an hour and 20-minute training as far as the video training, and I kind of look at it like it's something you could actually kick back and throw in as if you're like going to watch a movie, but instead you've got your journal and you're taking all these notes. And you're pausing it and thinking about stuff.
So when's this going to be coming out?
It's out right now.
Really? It's out right now. And this real quick, Brad, this is what we've decided, and what's been our issue is both Jason and I have always waited for the stars to align and the planets to be in the right setting and all this and that. This one, we just went and created the product. Now we got to learn how to market it.
Okay, I thought you had like a pre-launch kind of thing that people.
No.
So it's wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
You
we
want to
got.
share how people can get it and all that stuff?
Yeah, you can go to it's on both my screen and Jason's is invest.mindsetmtn.com. And the reason we put invest in there is it's not you're investing your money with us, you're investing in yourself. And well, not only do you get this video, hour and 20 minute, I created a ebook based on the fire triangle, and Jason created an audio as well. And we had one buyer that said Jason's audio alone was worth the cost of what they paid for the product, and that was just the bonus. They hadn't even gone through the training yet, so it's good stuff.
Well, I like the invest part. It's not always money that you're investing. Sometimes it's your time and your energy that you're investing, and
Exactly.
that's all you really have. So now you just mentioned a little bit about that fire triangle. You had mentioned some of that. Could you share a little bit of that? That sounds kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, I fought wildfires for 12 years, 10 years on a hot shot crew, and that's still in my blood, but I left because I became a dad. But the fire triangle has three legs. Obviously, it's a triangle, and it's heat, oxygen, and fuel. If you take away one of those legs, take away one of those three, then fire won't burn. Well, for your life, for your business, you want intense fire. And so what I did was oxygen is your community, it's your mentorship, it's your leaders, it's your accountability partners, it's your anybody that's physical that can help you because you don't want to go through it alone. Fuel is your why. It's your why, it's your product, it's the reason why you do things. And then heat is action. So one, heat is doing this webinar, shooting a video, writing, speaking, just whatever it is to align all three legs to help you get from where you're at to where you want to be. So, if you take away one of those legs, then it's going to be a lot tougher. So I found a tie between the two, and it was pretty cool. I've had a lot of good comments about it being interpreted that way.
I like those analogies like that. So if you keep those three going and touch on them on like in a routine, you keep the balance and the harmony going, then your life will be on fire.
Exactly.
Jason, something else you want to add? We're coming up to a half an hour almost on this. Looks like.
Yeah, for sure. And Brad, we both appreciate the opportunity to get the word out and share some value, with you and with your audience, and your, the fact you're putting these things on with the Synergy Cafe is awesome. So we're obviously going to be supporting your vision. And the last thing I want to leave, and it ties in even with what Brad is doing here tonight. Part of the power we wanted to kind of share with Climbing the Mindset Mountain in the creation of that product to show people you can go do this too. Like, don't wait. You have a passion, you've got an idea for a product. We went in the span of a weekend, shot all the videos for it, and within 30 days later, and we both work full-time jobs, so it was like hit and miss time, we had a product completed, ready to go and on the market. Is it perfect? No, it doesn't have to be. And that's one of the biggest things we've learned through our experiences is imperfect action gets things done and then complete. And now we're sharing it with folks like yourself and with your audience. So, the product has high value, but we hope that by purchasing the product, investing in the product, you get to see, well, geez, I can make something. And then they'll go out and they'll create their value marketplace. So that'd be my last.
I think is really powerful about these things when you guys go out and do this stuff, and then when you document it and put it out on video, when you put it out on 2 days ago, and there was someone that had seen something that he did regarding suicide, and she was contemplating suicide. Is that right, Eddie? Someone was.
What was that? You kind of broke up.
You had a video that you were doing about the suicide prevention, and someone saw it that was contemplating the suicide issue, and they contacted you.
Yes,
and you were able to talk to them.
It's been crazy because I even had a piece that I had written for my blog site, which is now under construction. I got to move it, so that won't be up for a little bit. But I've had it happen through my blog site, and I had it happen through YouTube videos where I've received emails saying, "Thank you for sending me the piece for subscribing because I was just contemplating suicide." And then I had one time where I woke up at 3:30 in the morning to an email saying, "Hey, I've seen your videos on YouTube. Would you please contact me? I'm contemplating suicide." And ended up contacting this person, reached out, we chatted back and forth. I knew I had a good idea where this person was. I'd been through similar positions and was able to help this person kind of see things differently. You know, transition the mind from thinking you're the only one that's stuck in this, under this rock, and you're not the only one there. So just kind of to help break free from that.
That you shifted her mindset. So that's what this is all about. So if anybody sees these things online, if you're not going to buy their product, perhaps else, because you never know who might pick this up, and you might save a life.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of wrap this up. I want to thank you, Eddie, for taking the time, and Jason J. Boom Legaard. I want to come see you speak live sometimes. I listen to your podcast.
Oh, SoundCloud. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll close this one up. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight and in the future. This is Magic Brad with Synergy Cafe and Eddie Aguilar and Jason J. Boom Legaard. So peace, love, and happiness. Magic Brad signing off.
See ya.
Guys.